Why do we get goosebumps? Stop for just a moment and think about it. Maybe it happened when you felt a sudden chill. Or maybe it struck when you heard that one incredibly moving song. You've seen it. Those tiny bumps that appear on your skin as if your body itself is trying to speak. But what's going on here? Is there a deep mystery behind this quirkiest of human physiological phenomena? Well, buckle up, because you're about to go on the ultimate goosebump deep dive. Let's start at the beginning. To understand the science of goosebumps, we first need to rewind millions of years to our ancestors. Imagine a time when humans weren't surrounded by cozy clothes, heated homes, or Spotify playlists to mess with their emotions. Back then, goosebumps weren't just quirky, they were survival essentials. Here's how it works. Your skin is covered in tiny muscles called erector pili, attached at the base of each hair follicle. When these muscles contract, they pull the hairs upright. This is what produces those characteristic bumps. Now, why would evolution bother with this? Two main reasons: warmth and intimidation. Let's talk about warmth. Most mammals have thick fur or dense hair. When the hair stands up, it traps a layer of air, acting as insulation that helps keep them warm. Think of it like nature's version of a down jacket. For our less hairy ancestors, it was a lifesaver during a cold night. Now you might say, but humans aren't covered in fur anymore, so why do we still get goosebumps? Great question. The answer is, evolution doesn't hit delete on old traits overnight. Goosebumps are a vestigial reflex, a kind of evolutionary leftover from when we were hairier creatures. Even though we don't need them to trap heat anymore, the mechanism is still very much alive, operating just like it did thousands of years ago. Now for the intimidation factor. Picture a cat when it's scared or angry. It puffs up its fur coat to look bigger and more threatening to predators, or clueless humans fumbling with cat toys. Similarly, our ancient ancestors would have used this reflex to make themselves look more formidable in the face of danger. Those upright hairs could accentuate their silhouette, making them appear larger and hopefully less tasty to lurking predators. All right, now let's fast forward to the modern age. Humans aren't fending off saber-toothed cats anymore, and yet, goosebumps are triggered by so much more than simple cold. Strangely, they're also a very emotional reaction. So, what's the deal with that? To dig deeper, we have to talk about the amygdala, that tiny, almond-shaped set of neurons deep in your brain. It's like your brain's emotional command center. When you experience strong emotions like fear, awe, nostalgia, or even sheer joy, your amygdala fires off a response that basically yells, "Something really important is happening here." This reaction can activate the autonomic nervous system, releasing a cascade of hormones like adrenaline. And guess what? One of the side effects? You guessed it. Goosebumps. By now, you're probably connecting the dots. That's why you get chills during the climax of your favorite movie, when a motivational speaker delivers a powerful speech, or when you hear that song that slaps just right. Your body is essentially reacting to a surge of overwhelming emotion by giving you goosebumps, as if validating the importance of the moment. But wait, it gets weirder. Did you know that this physiological response is so common that there's a term for music-based goosebumps? It's called frisson, which is French for shiver. Researchers have found that frisson is more likely to occur when a song surprises you in some way, like an unexpected key change or an especially powerful drop. It's as if your brain is rewarding you for engaging with beauty in its purest form. And speaking of rewards, goosebumps associated with positive emotions are thought to serve some mysterious purposes of their own. Some scientists argue this reaction might play a role in strengthening social bonds. Picture it. A group of early humans huddled around a fire, hearing a tribal song or an elder's powerful story. Goosebumps in these moments might have fueled an emotional connection, making the group feel as one. Okay, but what about those random, unexplained goosebumps? You know, the ones that seem to show up out of nowhere, like ghostly whispers on your skin. They may actually be linked to microenvironmental changes. It could be a slight shift in temperature, an unnoticed draft, or even subtle neurological activity in your body. Your nervous system is always on guard, and even the smallest change can trigger the erector pili muscles to engage. Here's another mind-blowing fact. Did you know dogs, cats, and even birds experience similar reflexes? Think of a bird in the cold, fluffing up its feathers for warmth, or that time your dog's fur stood on end when startled. These are all goosebump-like responses, just in a different form. A stark reminder of how connected we all are in the vast web of evolution. But hold up. Goosebumps aren't just an evolutionary relic limited to mammals and emotional moments. Humans have actually found uses for this quirky phenomenon, especially in the fields of medicine and research. For instance, scientists study goosebumps to better understand the human nervous system. They can serve as clues for diagnosing conditions like autonomic disorders, which occur when the system controlling these involuntary responses malfunctions. And that's not all. Visual artists and advertisers use our goosebump triggering mechanism to connect with audiences. Think about that powerful scene in a movie with a swelling musical score, or an ad showcasing jaw-dropping visuals paired with dramatic soundtracks. They're actively attempting to elicit an emotional, goosebump-worthy reaction to captivate your attention. All right, final point. There's growing evidence that goosebumps might be uniquely human in their relationship to art and culture. While other animals utilize this mechanism purely for survival, either to scare off threats or stay warm, humans have elevated it to a whole new plane. It's as if our species has weaponized goosebumps, turning them into a signal of deep beauty, profound emotion, and shared experience. It's one of those magical, mysterious ways your body connects you to something much, much bigger than yourself. So next time you feel those tiny bumps rise up on your skin, take a moment to appreciate them. Whether they're a shout-out from your caveman ancestors trying to keep you warm, an emotional signal lighting up regions of your brain, or a subconscious nod to a beautiful piece of art, goosebumps are so much more than skin deep. They tell a story, your story, biology's story, and the story of what it means to be truly, deeply human. And that is why we get goosebumps.